this morning, the Start of April launches a month-long campaign to raise awareness of autism. Here in Central Ohio, there are several groups working towards that goal. School Choice Ohio is among them, and their primary effort is to make sure that every child in Ohio has access to quality education, and that includes children who fall on the autism spectrum. Joining me to discuss more about this is School Choice Ohio's Cheryl Bowser. Cheryl, it's nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Explain what School Choice Ohio's goal is. You are an outreach program, really kind of a grassroots effort to, as you say, raise awareness about education for children with autism.
Yes, we believe that every child deserves a quality education regardless of where they live or disability, and our job is to help spread that word in Ohio throughout about the educational options that they do have, one of being the Ed Choice Scholarship. That's for kids in failing schools. There's also the Cleveland Scholarship, the Autism Scholarship, and now the new John Peterson Scholarship for kids with special needs.
So have you realized through the years, and the reason this organization was founded, that parents were not finding what they needed for their children in school?
In some cases, their needs are being met, and others they're falling in between the cracks. And in that situation, they need another choice.
And the choice is?
That they could choose a private school or even homeschool, and they could get money. It comes out of the Ohio Department of Education to educate that child, and it would be paid the services if they would need OT or PT. So like a mix or match, and it's been the new John Peterson Scholarship that's out right now. It is modeled after the Autism Scholarship, which came out in 2004, and there's probably about 2,000 kids using that scholarship statewide in Ohio.
So this is really financial aid for these parents looking for new ways, additional resources for their children.
Yes, and it's based on the diagnosis, not on the parent's income.
Oh, okay, and that's important for people because they may be watching this thinking, okay, scholarship grant, what does it mean? Do I fit?
Right. What they would just need is an IEP that child has.
And that means?
It's an evaluation of the child's education that they would get from their home school district. They may already have one, and they can be in private school or even homeschooled right now and still be eligible.
How many scholarships you mentioned? Was it 4 or 5 that are out there?
Yes.
And are they used for different things, Cheryl?
They are. The Ed Choice Scholarship is used for kids that are in a failing school. They can use it to go to a private school. Now, it's all through Ohio Department of Education, and there are listed schools that participate that have been approved. Then the Cleveland Scholarship is similar. The Autism Scholarship has no cap. That's the great thing about that scholarship, is many kids could get on that scholarship, and there also are no windows. They could apply any time of the year.
Do you see a need for this and continuing need in Ohio? I mean, the statistics bear it now. What are the
It's 1 in 88 that just came out with kids that are being diagnosed.
Amazing.
Yes, so very much. I think that the more choices we have, the better we can help these kids, and early intervention is the key. The Autism Scholarship begins at age 3, which is great. A lot of times the programs help me grow. That ends at 3, so if you can get the child signed up early enough, or in early intervention is the key. A lot of times they even can be mainstreamed back into their home school district.
Where can these scholarships be used? You mentioned private schools, parochial schools. Can you give me concrete examples? Can they be used at a school specific for children with autism?
They can. There are several schools in our own county here. There is Oakstone, which is a school just for autism, but then there are also parochial schools that would be on there. You could mix or match like these services. You could go to a private school and have the tuition paid for, but if they're not a provider, then you could just use it for outside services. You could use it, they could come to your home. It's very much lets the parents have the option of what's going to educate that child the best.
Well, it's important that we get this information to folks. Where can they find out to see if they, how they apply, if they will really be eligible?
Well, there's 2 ways. They could go to the Ohio Department of Education website and type in autism, and it would come up, or you could go to School Choice Ohio's website, we're at www.scohio.org, and click on the information for any of the scholarships.
Well, we've had the information on our screen, so hopefully we've been able to reach out to some parents who need some help today. Cheryl, nice to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.